According to the National Association of Realtors, American homebuyers are now at their oldest age on record, with the median age of first-time buyers reaching 38. So with high mortgage rates and now older buyers, what's that mean for home renovation companies like Trex? For more, I want to welcome in Trex CEO Bryan Fairbanks, maker of composite decking, and so tied to the housing market in some ways. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you again.
Great to be back. Thank you.
Now, you guys recently reported earnings, and I guess you could think about the aging of home buyers as just another sign that it's tough to buy a house right now, and people need to build up more wealth than they can do so before they can do so. How is the interplay of that working with whether people are buying Trex?
I think any opportunity to increase existing home sales is going to be a positive for repair and remodel. We see interest rates coming down to a certain degree, but hopefully we'll see some more rate cuts. Rates will fall further, more people will start moving out of their homes, moving into the new homes, and generating more repair and remodel spend. Same thing with aging folks. They may be moving out of their homes into a much smaller facility, maybe into a retirement facility, opening that home up for somebody else, and again, generating repair and remodel. Building a deck is one of the lowest cost ways to add square footage onto a house. So great for people who are staying in their existing home, but then also when people are trading up.
How confident, Bryan, that you're going to see these kind of changes in the housing market when 30-year fix is back above 7% now?
Right, so it did move up pretty quickly. It dropped down to the mid-6s. It has jumped back up over 7 again. When we look out over the longer term and we see potentially some of those tailwinds that are out there with additional rate cuts, and we are off of an 8% high at one point as well, too. So it is easier for the average consumer. And people start to get tired of where they are. The American consumer, after a number of years, they're pent up where they want. They're getting that urge to move again. So we feel as though that'll be a tailwind. Now, more importantly, in our case, we're not going to rely on that for growth. We've got a number of things that we'll be going after. Wood conversion marketplace. Today, 75% of the market is wood. We can go after every one of those buyers. And then also converting more railing sales. Today, we are the #2 alternative railing supplier in the United States. We see the opportunity to be able to double that market share.
Just railing?
Just railing, yep, double that market share over the next 5 years.
Now, in your most recent earnings report, and we've talked about before how you sell different price points of decking, there's some weakness on the low end, which is perhaps not surprising. We're seeing a lot of weakness on low end, kind of across product. How persistent do you think that's going to be, and what would potentially turn it?
Right, we've seen that low-end weakness really since the beginning of this year, and that premium end of the market that generally is going to be dominated by contractor-installed decks has continued to do very well. We still see good 6 to 8 week backlogs with our contractors. Those higher-end materials, our enhanced naturals up through Transcend Lineage product lines and our signature product lines, continue to do very well in the marketplace. We did expect to see some deterioration at that entry level when we had our second quarter call. We didn't see that in the third quarter, and we weren't seeing it at least through earnings last week during the fourth quarter. So we feel as though that entry-level consumer has stabilized at this point. And I do think as we get through the election, it does add uncertainty into the marketplace, making big decisions with their spending. So we hope that that removes some uncertainty and helps the market.
You mentioned the election there, Bryan. Does it matter, Trex, who ultimately proves victorious here? Does that impact your business?
I've been with the company for over 20 years now, through all types of administrations. We really haven't seen which side the administration is on having an impact on our business. It's more about the decisions that we make. How are we going to drive growth for the company?
Well, it's interesting, though, what you were talking about in terms of consumer sentiment around the elections, right? Because what we've found in survey after survey is that people's sentiment can be closely tied to which party is in power and if they're aligned with that party. So when you look past the election, do you think that people will just say, okay, it's done with now, I can sort of move on with my life and make that deck purchase decision or whatever it may be?
Yeah, I'm in the category. I think a lot of other people will just be in for relief. Get it over with, let's get on, we can figure out where we're going.
Yeah, I think that goes for most people. Bryan, thank you so much. Good to see you.